3I-ATLAS, The Silence Behind the Sun, The Vanishing. October 21st, 2025. Solar Conjunction Day. At precisely 1437 UTC, 3I-ATLAS slipped behind the Sun, its angular separation from the solar disk shrinking to less than 0.5 degrees. For the next 6 weeks, it would be invisible. Not just to backyard telescopes, but to Hubble, to JWST, even to NASA's deep space radar. The Sun's corona would drown out every signal, every photon, every whisper from the interstellar visitor. And that, said Professor Avi Loeb in a private briefing to the National Academies, was no coincidence. It chose this moment, he insisted, pacing in front of a star map. It knew we'd lose sight of it. And it knew the Sun is at peak activity. Radio noise, flares, magnetic chaos. Perfect cover across the globe. Observatories powered down their tracking systems. Data streams went dark, but in control rooms, from Pasadena to Darmstadt, scientists didn't relax. They held their breath, because in its final hours of visibility, 3I-ATLAS had done something impossible. It fired a jet, not away from the Sun, but directly toward it. Hundreds of kilometers long, dense, collimated, like a spear of gas hurled into the heart of our star. No, natural force does that, said Dr. Sofia Ruiz, lead comet physicist at ESA. Solar radiation pressure, thermal sublimation, magnetic fields. They all push outward. This is defiance and then silence. As the world turned, 3I-ATLAS disappeared into the glare. And for the first time in human history, we were blind to an object that might not be blind to us. The chemical lie before it vanished. 3I-ATLAS left behind a chemical signature that shattered textbooks. Data from the Tide Observatory's 2-meter twin telescope in La Palma revealed a layered coma unlike any comet ever recorded. Outer envelope, carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide, typical for distant comets. Middle layer, thick with hydrogen cyanide, deadly, complex, organic. Inner core, dominated by nickel, with almost no iron. That's backwards, muttered Dr. Elias Grant, a planetary chemist at Caltech. In every solar system body we've studied, from meteorites to Mars soil, nickel and iron are siblings. They form together in stellar cores. You don't get pure nickel without iron, unless it's been refined. And then came the bombshell. Spectroscopic analysis detected traces of nickel tetracarbonyl, NiCO4, a volatile compound used on Earth in the MON process to purify nickel at industrial scale. It forms when nickel reacts with carbon monoxide at moderate temperatures and decomposes cleanly back into pure nickel and CO. It's a closed-loop chemical refinery, Grant said, voice shaking, operating in deep space, on an object that shouldn't have the heat, the pressure, or the catalyst to run it. Worse, the process was active. The nickel wasn't primordial. It was being manufactured in real time. Loeb's interpretation was stark. This isn't a relic. It's a factory, and it's using the Sun's approach to power its chemistry. But why refine nickel in the void? One theory chilled them. Nickel is an excellent conductor, a perfect material for antennas, or reaction chambers, or structural frames. Meanwhile, NASA remained silent. The best images, captured by MRO's HI-RISE on October 2nd, were locked behind a government shutdown. ESA released grainy data, but insiders whispered, the real pictures show symmetry, geometry, too perfect for nature. And as Earth drifted away from the inner solar system, 3 other comets, unrelated, unremarkable, began converging on our orbit. Coincidence or camouflage? The whisper from Parker. It wasn't supposed to survive. NASA's Parker Solar Probe, orbiting just 6 million kilometers from the Sun's surface, was never designed to study comets. Its heat shield glowed at 1,400 degrees Celsius, its instruments tuned to solar wind. Not interstellar intruders. But on October 20th, the day before solar conjunction, Parker's sweep sensor caught something in the plasma stream. A ripple, a shadow in the solar wind. Then, a burst of ultrafine nickel particles, moving against the flow, accelerating sunward at 12 kilometers per second. Dr. Marcus Way, Parker's lead data scientist, flagged it immediately. "This isn't dust," he told his team. "It's projectile. And it's being launched from 3I-ATLAS, like a railgun." But the real shock came from Fields, the probe's electromagnetic suite. Buried in the noise of a solar flare was a coherent microwave pulse, 17.3 nanoseconds long, repeating every 17 minutes. Not random, not thermal, encoded. Way spent 36 sleepless hours decoding it. What he found wasn't language. It was mathematics. A recursive algorithm describing the crystal lattice structure of nickel tetracarbonyl decomposition. "They're not just refining nickel," he whispered to his wife that night. "They're broadcasting the blueprint." He sent the data to JPL, to Harvard, to ESA. Within hours, his security clearance was suspended, his lab access revoked. An official statement claimed the signal was instrument artifact due to extreme thermal stress. But Way had already leaked it to a journalist at The Guardian. The next morning, he vanished from his apartment in Baltimore. His car was found parked near the Chesapeake Bay, engine cold, laptop gone. On his desk, a single printed page with 3 words circled in red. "It's learning us." No one knew if he fled or was silenced. But the message was clear. Some truths are too dangerous to share. The shutdown lie. The government shutdown was real. Federal agencies froze. NASA's public outreach team went dark. Social media fell silent. Press releases stopped. But inside JPL's secure server farms, data kept flowing. And the best images of 3I-ATLAS, captured by HiRISE during its Mars flyby on October 2nd, were never processed for public release. Dr. Eris Thorne, HiRISE's principal investigator, confirmed it in a rare, off-record call with a European colleague. "We have 12 frames at 25 centimeters per pixel resolution. The object isn't tumbling. It's rotating on 3 axes with perfect harmonic stability. And its surface. It's not pitted. It's segmented. Like armor plates." When asked why NASA wouldn't release it, Thorne sighed. "They're calling it national security, but I think it's deeper. They're afraid of what people will do when they see it's not a rock." Meanwhile, ESA released its own data. Grainy, low-res, taken from Mars Express. It showed a faint, elongated shape, but nothing conclusive. Yet, amateur astronomers noticed something odd. In every ESA image, a small, triangular artifact appeared in the upper left corner. Always the same size. Always the same orientation. Conspiracy forums exploded. "It's a watermark," one user claimed. "NASA gave ESA a censored copy, and the triangle is a digital seal." But Dr. Sofia Ruiz had a darker theory. What if the triangle isn't in the image, but in the sky? What if it's a real object ESA's camera keeps capturing, and NASA's is too clear to ignore? The shutdown became a smokescreen. While the public debated budget politics, a secret task force, comprising scientists from the US, China, and the EU, met in Geneva under UN auspices. Their mandate: assess whether 3I/ATLAS posed an existential risk. Their conclusion, leaked to Der Spiegel: if the object reemerges with new structural features or emits directed energy, we recommend activating planetary quarantine protocols, including potential orbital blockade of Mars. But how do you blockade a planet against something that moves at 87 kilometers per second? You don't. You pray it's peaceful, or you prepare for war, or you prepare for